The message looked completely normal at first. "Hello, I think I sent money to the wrong number." I stared at my phone for a moment, confused. I had never spoken to the person before, but the message sounded polite, almost apologetic. Then another message appeared. "Could you please send it back?" At that moment, something about the situation felt strange. I had not received any money, and the more the conversation continued, the more obvious it became. Someone was trying to scam me. What the scammer did not know was that I had time that evening. And instead of blocking them immediately, I decided to play along. "My name is Daniel. I work remotely, which means most evenings I spend time at home after finishing work." That particular night, I was relaxing on my couch scrolling through messages when the unknown number contacted me. At first, the conversation seemed harmless. The person claimed their name was Michael. He said he had accidentally transferred money to my number through a payment app. He sounded nervous, polite, almost desperate. "I really need that money back," he wrote. "I sent it by mistake." For a moment, I almost believed him. Mistakes happen. But then I checked my payment app. There was no transfer, no notification, nothing. That was when the first warning sign appeared. I replied carefully. "I did not receive any payment." A few seconds later, he responded, "Oh, maybe it takes time to show up." Then he sent a screenshot. The image showed a transfer confirmation. My phone number, $200. But something about the screenshot looked slightly off. The font was inconsistent. The layout looked edited. And suddenly, I realized exactly what was happening. This person expected me to panic and send money back before checking properly. It was a simple trick, and it probably worked on many people. But that night, I had a different idea. Instead of accusing him, I decided to continue the conversation. "Oh," I replied, "I see the payment now." There was a long pause. Then the scammer responded quickly. "Thank you so much for checking. Could you please send it back?" At that moment I smiled, because the trap had already started closing. I told him I was happy to return the money. But there was one small problem. "My account is locked," I wrote. "I need to verify the payment first." The scammer seemed impatient. "How long will that take?" "Maybe tomorrow," I replied. Immediately he pushed back. "I really need it tonight." That reaction confirmed everything. Someone who accidentally sends money usually waits calmly. Scammers rush. They pressure people into acting quickly. So I continued playing the role. "I will try to fix it," I wrote. Then I stopped responding. 10 minutes passed. Then 20. Eventually, the scammer sent another message. "Hello. Are you there?" I finally replied. "Yes, I spoke to support. They said something strange." "What?" he asked immediately. "They said the sender account might be flagged." There was a long silence. I imagined the scammer reading the message carefully, trying to decide what to say next. Then another message arrived. "What do you mean flagged?" I typed slowly. "They said the transfer might be suspicious." And that was when the conversation started changing. The scammer suddenly became defensive. "No, no, it is normal transfer. I just sent to wrong number." I continued pretending to cooperate. "That is what I told them. But they asked me to confirm your name." The scammer paused again. Then he typed, "Michael." That was interesting, because earlier he had never actually introduced himself clearly. He only used the name when I asked. Now he was trying to stay consistent. But I was already one step ahead. Support asked for your last name too. Several minutes passed. No response. Eventually, another message appeared. Why do they need that? Security reasons, I replied. At that moment, I could almost feel the scammer becoming uncomfortable. Because scammers avoid sharing real information. Finally, he wrote, Michael Carter. I waited a moment before responding. Okay. Support says they will investigate. That was when the panic started. Investigate what? The transfer. Another pause. Then the scammer changed tactics completely. Forget it, he wrote suddenly. You keep the money. That message made me laugh. A few minutes earlier, he had desperately demanded the money back. Now he wanted to end the conversation. But I was not finished yet. I sent one final message. I cannot keep it. They asked me to report the transaction. For the first time, the scammer sounded genuinely worried. Report. Yes, I replied. They said if it is fraudulent, they will freeze the sender account. That was when the conversation stopped completely. No more messages. No more attempts to convince me. The scammer disappeared. But something interesting happened the next morning. I received another message from the same number. This time the tone was completely different. Please forget everything. That sentence was almost funny, because the entire scam attempt had failed. And now the scammer was hoping I would simply ignore the situation. I never responded again. But the experience stayed with me for a long time. Looking back, the entire situation could have ended very differently. Many people would have believed the screenshot. Many people would have rushed to send the money back without checking. Scammers depend on that reaction. They depend on people acting quickly without thinking. But that night, something simple made the difference. I paused. I checked the facts. And instead of becoming the victim, I turned the situation around. Sometimes the best revenge against a scammer is not anger. It is patience and a little creativity. Scammers try thousands of people every day. Most people ignore them. Some people fall for the trick. But occasionally, someone decides to play the game differently. If a stranger tried to scam you, would you block them immediately? Or would you do what I did and see how far the conversation could go? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy suspenseful real-life stories about scammers, secrets, and unexpected karma, subscribe to the channel. Because the next story might be even stranger.